The Aloha Hour with Johny and Dewey.
All right.
Makes me happy every time. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for welcome everybody to this episode 14 with a very special friend of mine that I'm very, very happy that he made some time to join us. He lives and breathes the music industry. He's the youngest brother of dance music legend DJ Keoki and the young brother of Hawaii celebrity and radio personality Maleko. He has been living up to his name the moment he stepped up to the decks in 1998. He has worked his DJing skills in clubs spanning across the states from New York, Miami, Denver to LA, including Ultra Music Festival in Miami and The Church, which is top 5 clubs in the US. He's a creator of Centered Hawaii. He flies in DJs from all over into our island and give them the platform. He's definitely a name to remember in Honolulu's night scene. He is Mikko Francone.
Wow.
Welcome, Mikko.
Thank you for that
Holy
introduction.
shit.
Wow.
100%.
Damn.
I actually missed a couple of things. I know you acted in a couple of movies here and there, and you have a couple of crazy tracks that went viral. I know all kind of stuff, but there's only 4 lines over here.
No, I appreciate that warm welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, 100%.
How'd you guys meet, first of all? I'm just curious.
The
Through
universe.
The universe.
Music.
Music.
Beats and rhythm.
I'm a big fan of Mikko.
Yeah.
And I was actually witnessing how he created a line on the most challenging day of the week, hump day. He created a line on a Wednesday.
Wow.
And when I saw someone in Honolulu creating a line on a Wednesday
Yeah.
in electronic music, house, funk, something very elevated on
Yeah.
a Wednesday
Yeah.
in downtown, I thought it's a lost war. But I loved his music, so I came to check it out. And I found out that the most happiest people in Honolulu are at Mikko's parties on Wednesday in downtown before COVID.
Yeah.
And I was impressed. I'm like, oh my God, how much love. And I saw him as a host. He was DJing, he was hosting DJs, he flew people in, but he also took the time to went through each and every one in the crowd, shaking hands, giving hugs, giving love. And I'm like, oh my God, this motherfucker, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
We gotta have him on the Aloha Hour.
We gotta have him on the Aloha Hour.
Done.
That's what it's about.
Yeah,
It's
that's
about
awesome,
Aloha.
Mikko.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, your beginnings, I know your whole family are DJs. I guess it's in your DNA.
Yeah, I guess so. I grew up around electronic music specifically. My oldest brother Keoki, like you mentioned, when I was 8, he was signed to Moonshine, which was the biggest electronic label in the world at the time, and I kind of just witnessed and watched him travel the world playing music as a DJ, and knew.
How old were you then? Just curious.
When I got a piece of it, my mom sent me when I was 13 to go stay with my brothers for one summer. I have 3 older brothers, Koa, Maleko, and Keoki. And probably the worst mistake she ever made, actually. But
That's not true.
She said, you know what?
That is not true.
She's like, I want you to go and experience the mainland and see your brother. 2 of your brothers are in college. One's doing music or whatever he's doing. My mom had no idea, right?
Yeah.
So she sent me to go live with them or stay with them for the summer.
Yeah, what was this?
When I was 13.
This is where? California.
Well, I went to St. Louis, Missouri first to visit my brother Maleko, who was in school for TV and radio broadcasting.
Okay.
He went to Northwest Missouri State, and went and checked out Missouri and Kansas City, and that was my first nightclub experience, actually.
With 13?
Yeah. Well. So because I was with him, he was emceeing at a place called America's Pub, and it was like his college gig. So he needed to go to work, and I was staying with him for a month. So he's like, you know what? I don't know what to do with you, so you're going to come with me to work. So he took me to the club, and he introduced me to all his coworkers, and he said, you just sit your ass here in the light booth.
Yeah.
He goes, don't fucking leave the light booth. Whatever you do, stay here. And he said, play with the lights. And so I was playing with the lights for the 4-hour shift that he was there. Figured out which one was a strobe, and was just anytime the music went out, and that was a big part of me falling in love with it too, because I was like, wow, this action, I get to, So that was my first nightclub experience, was that summer. Then I went to Denver and stayed with my brother Koa, who's a huge promoter.
Wow, Missouri to Denver.
Missouri to Denver.
Wow.
And he was throwing parties called, he had a production company called Superstar Productions, and he had probably, arguably, the best electronic techno dance music parties in the Midwest, or in like Colorado or any area near that. He brought the club kid fad, or however you want to refer to it, from New York to Denver, because he would obviously, with close to Keoki, party with Keoki in New York. Club kids were massive. It was, glamorized, and it was all about club kids in New York. So he started throwing parties in Denver with the club kid vibe, having club kids fly in, booking international DJs, and I went and stayed with him for a month. So I experienced it from there. I think that was my first time taking
so however you twist and turn, it doesn't matter. It just finds you.
I was literally spoon-fed techno when I was young, so I kind of didn't have a choice.
So you were at 14. Is that moment you go, holy shit, I want to do that, or not yet? The tipping point where you go, ooh.
I think when I realized that I had to make a choice of what I wanted my career to be, and people were talking, what are you going to be when you grow up, and I wanted to be a vet. Yeah. I was like, I want to be a vet, and I want to take care of animals. Yeah, and
all the ladies out there is going, what's his number? Is he available?
He's so emotional.
What's up? I want to be a vet.
I wanted to be a vet, and then, but I realized, I remember one year, my father's a physician, and I remember one year, I hate for it to sound like financial reasons that I got into it, but that was a huge reason that I was like, you know what, this can be fun, and I could make a living doing it. And my mom joked, hey, your brother made more money than your father did this year as a DJ. And I was like, what?
Mommy, that was a good joke. I like it.
Good joke. It was a good joke because it stuck, and I'm like, holy crap, my brother is literally following his dream, doing what he loves, living the dream. He always told me too, he didn't want me to be a DJ when I was a kid. I remember asking him, hey, are you going to teach me? Teach me how to DJ, please, And he was like, no, absolutely not. And secretly, it was because of all the sex, drugs, and rock and roll that he wanted to protect me from. And the lies and scandals and everything crazy that comes along with it. But he told me, that he was just like, no, it's not as easy as it looks. It's hard. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But I told him, I was like, I'm gonna do this anyway. So you either fucking give me said advice or you don't. Yeah. So why don't you just give me a little guidance, because I'm gonna do it anyway, so I don't fuck up. And he was like, all right. He's like, my best advice I can give you is just play the music you love. He said, if you play only music that you love, and people love it, you'll be successful. If you play music that other people love, then it becomes a job. And then
fucking. Can you repeat that one more time, please?
That's so genius.
No, I'm no joke, man. Because I think what you just share is so powerful. I think a lot of time, everyone out there, right? Just like all of us when we're younger, we struggle, money, right, and falling in love and a passion. And what I'm hearing from you is like, fuck the money. Yeah, just do what you love. Right. And am I hearing that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's it right there on the head. Yeah. I believe too, like as an artist, or if you're an artist out there, like if you pour your 100 into it, no matter what, like you're gonna be successful. That's my belief. And success to me, of course, is relative.
Yeah. Subjective.
So subjective. Yeah. So if you feel like you're pouring your heart into it, it's gonna be rewarding to you anyway. Yeah. And then honestly, like there's people out there that like and love everything. There's a market for you. There's a demographic that loves you, how you are. Yeah. There's people that relate to you. Yeah. The more you open up and express yourself, the more people can see that, latch onto it, and support you. So pouring your heart into it 100% is pretty much all my brother's advice to me, was just do what you love. Don't do it to please other people. Do it so that you feel comfortable and so that you're enjoying it. And then if people love it, then great, you'll be successful. If they don't, fuck it. at least you're still doing what you love.
Yes.
You know, so that was it.
One hell of a summer.
Yeah.
So when you came back, what was the first album? What was the first tour? What was the first, equipment you bought? And how? I want to know how do you go about and figure this shit out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to albums. My brother, fucking best thing he ever did was put me on the promo list for his label. So I never bought. I wasn't in my high school friends and intermediate school. We're all listening to bands and, it was reggae or whatever, and I was in my headphones listening to techno, riding the school bus.
Local boy listening to techno. What high school?
I went to a few different high. I went to Lutheran. I went to Kailua Christian. Went to Le Jardin when I was in intermediate school. I know, right?
Dad's a doctor.
Right?
Oh, no wonder. His dad's a doctor,
so high
too.
maka maka.
His dad's a doctor, too. I was giving
so
him
high
shit.
maka maka,
Yeah,
No, I got kicked out of most of them. Just
Good. That's good. You should be proud of that.
Yeah, that's why I went to so many.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Be proud of that.
You can't hold me down.
Yeah, that's right. What do you mean?
Yeah. I just I did as much as I could. Got into it. I think my brothers handed me down some equipment. Practiced on that.
Yeah.
Sucked very bad for a long time.
Do you still have those records?
Yeah,
you do?
No.
No?
I had them up until about 6 or 7 years ago. And, it's a crazy long story, but I left them at somebody's house, and their house was, it sounds horrible, but their house was raided.
Yeah.
And everything in the house, including my turntables and my bag of original first 250 records that my first record that I ever bought was a Christopher Lawrence record, and it was in there. And it all got taken for confiscated for police evidence.
Yeah.
What
a
of course,
beautiful
I didn't
life.
knock on the door like, hey,
what a beautiful
I think
life
you
you
guys have my
live.
stuff, no.
That's a true artist life, right? Seriously, rock and roll life,
Yeah,
DJ life, that's a
100%.
real life.
That makes it sound nicer, yeah.
That's a good story, though.
Yeah, it's been some crazy shit.
So-
Shit.
Tell us a little bit about, me personally, I want to understand how come we don't have a bigger scene here in Honolulu. What do the people? Everybody loves hip hop and whatnot, but what about electro? What about the good? In my opinion, where's the real music?
Yes. How long have you been here?
Since 2007.
Yes. So you're in one of the down waves. Hawaii is very much like this with our electronic music scene. Huge in the 90s.
No way.
Huge.
Raves.
2,000 people a weekend
No way.
in warehouse parties in Sand Island Access.
Oh, yeah.
Way.
Massive.
Yeah,
Massive. And
Where are you people?
International.
Where are you?
Well, they all have kids and they're at home.
Or then rehab.
Right. No, our scene, I've seen it.
So there was
multiple times.
There was a night scene, there was a house, electronic.
Yeah,
scene.
the wave. You heard the legendary wave. That place itself was a huge part of our scene. Because it was consistently packed and it was techno music, and my brother was one of the first DJs to fly back and play in Hawaii techno as an international star from Hawaii.
Wow.
So I remember him coming back and headlining the wave, and it was the fucking talk of the town. Your brother is playing the wave. Your brother is fucking legit. It brought credibility to our little scene here, and that's kind of how I feel like our scene grows and ebbs and flows so much, But it, 90s was big. 2000, our Millennium Party on 2000. I don't know if you heard about it. We had Carl Cox play at Kaka'ako Park. It was a totally free party. 20,000 people showed up to this.
Wow.
20,000.
I didn't know that.
I haven't seen 20,000 people at any event in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Especially
Bruno
for house
Mars.
music.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Aside from Aloha Stadium.
Well, Steve Aoki did came.
How many people did he bring?
I don't know.
Even
Yeah.
Tiesto didn't get 20,000.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, you're
I was
right.
absent that day.
That's what's up.
But he could next year. Tiesto could get 50,000. Who knows where the scene goes up and down. I'm praying right now because of the pandemic that people are going to be excited and we're going to have those bigger parties and we're going to be on the upswing right now. Because I feel like people are jonesing.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, we're all dying.
Yeah.
It's so funny because every artist, just like you. Anuhea was here last week.
Wow.
And like, it's not natural, right? Because you guys comes alive when you play your music, and the energy from the audience. That's how you fuel yourself. And it's not happening. And she's so lucky. The last week she has like 4 shows and it's all sold out. But I think we need it though. Like I don't know how we go.
Yeah,
go
8
about
months you guys couldn't play. All the
Yeah.
clubs are.
I mean,
closed.
I have been streaming my life away. Like
Right
honestly,
on,
like the
right
only
on.
thing I mean, I need it. It's my therapy. It's my release. Having a weekly is one of the big reasons.
Well,
why I
tell
did
our
that.
audience actually what you're doing. Tell your.
it.
tell
Yeah,
us.
and how do we
so-
access it, please?
Okay, so Centered Hawaii is the collective that I started. It's a group of local producers and DJs.
Yeah.
We were doing it in next door in Chinatown for a year. We just had our year anniversary, and then we were like 4 months in before the pandemic hit. So we just had 2-year anniversary in the midst of the pandemic, but we still celebrated because once the pandemic happened, I just kept it going. I brought it all online every Wednesday.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, it was kind of selfish reasons. You know, I wasn't like, oh, we need to get this music out. I was like, if I don't fucking do this, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah.
You know, like we need to be playing music, and it needs to be regularly. And if people listen, great. If they don't, we're doing it.
This is
Yeah.
your oxygen.
It is. Yeah. It's my fuel, and every Wednesday is my favorite day of the week because it's my therapy. You know, I get a chance to just go, leave the world behind, and just enjoy it. You know, and sometimes we have 2 people listening,
And that's on Twitch, right?
sometimes we have more. Yeah, we do Twitch, we do Facebook as much as we can. There's a lot of licensing issues
Yeah,
we run into on
yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
but we can usually do like 45 minutes of each DJ. We'll just kind of spot it on there until they kick us off. And then Mixcloud, we do
Yeah.
Mixcloud too. Mixcloud's great because they don't do any flagging, no muting of your music. They save it in its entirety. They run it live while we're doing it, and then when it's POW, they just save the audio file for us. And then so now we have an archive, so people listen back to it and they can hear, you know, the last.
I think it's it's amazing that, you know, you were right on the rise. You were on the rise. Centered was on the rise. It got bigger and better and bigger and better and bigger artists and bigger artists and bigger artists. And then fucking you got knocked out by Corona. And instead of feeling miserable and feeling sorry for yourself, you're like, fuck this shit. I'm going to continue the wave. I'm going to continue the momentum. I'm going to take it to another platform. I'm going to do Twitch. I'm going to do Facebook. I'm going to do Instagram. I'm not going to let my people down. I'm going to continue to do, you know, I'm going to continue to provide that Wednesday where people can just, you
Yeah.
know,
Escape. Get some happiness.
Yeah.
No,
I
I don't know how we exist as human beings without music.
We need it.
Yeah, it's
It
impossible.
binds us all together.
Yeah,
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, the music that I'm into, that I love, isn't necessarily like my geographic. Producers that are making it aren't from where I live. And the music that I love, it comes from other countries. And I'm like, you know what? Like, if this is the music that they love over there, and I love it over here, and there's probably somebody way over there that loves it too, and like, all of us collectively loving it, the same energy, I feel like is what binds the entire planet. You know, like, I mean, maybe I'm taking it to the extreme.
No.
but
I'm fucking 100% with you,
music
dude.
keeps
We're talking
our
about
planet
that, yeah.
sane.
Yeah.
You know, this is what holds us together. You know, it connects all of us.
It heals us.
We all understand it.
Yeah.
It's the unwritten language, and you know, and it gives us the.
I so
the
much agree
energy.
with you.
Yeah.
I so much agree with you.
Yeah, I'm on the same camp because
Yeah.
I think it heals us.
A little bit of jazz on a Sunday with a
There
good
you go.
fatty.
Ah!
Boom. Between 11 and 12 before lunch.
What
Oh,
kind of
you got
jazz?
it
Fusion
scheduled?
jazz? Or you talking what
Scheduled.
kind of jazz?
Old
Old school
school.
jazz.
All right.
Coltrane.
Oh!
Sometimes if I really want to spoil myself and I want to go crazy, I actually put Ray Charles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's if I want to go
John.
crazy on a Sunday.
Wow.
That's a proper Sunday. That's a proper Sunday.
100%.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Do you think that growing up with, you know, Keoki and Maleko and Koa and all of those, you know, being the younger of the bunch, and everybody like are doing, and you always felt like you're in the back, like you gotta still do, and you gotta still run, you gotta still create, because they did already. Did you feel that pressure, or was it just like, oh, I just want to do it, like,
You know, it's definitely a test to my ego a lot. You know, I thought about this when I was a kid, but I remember when my brother was playing at the Wave, and I went to the Wave, and I was kind of a prick when I was a kid. For some reason, I don't even know. I didn't like myself when I look back on how I was, you know. And I remember my brother being king shit, coming and playing, being very humble, playing his show, sitting down, chilling out. I was kind of a dick that night, and I remember him being like, "Mikko, you haven't even done anything yet." And I was like, "Holy shit!" And like, why am I a dick? And I was like, "Wow, this." And I was drinking. I drank a lot back then, and that probably had a lot to do with my assholeness.
Yeah, yeah.
But I never forgot that, and I always like. Now it's not. I don't do it for any other reason than for just to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to live up to. I mean, fill my brother's shoes by all means. Like, there's no way nobody in this world and in this universe could do that. You know, and there's no need. There's already a Keoki. You know, like, and I'm just me, doing what I do. You know, and loving it, and
everybody loves what you do.
That's
We
it.
all admire it. You know, standing on
Thank you.
on the sidelines and seeing what you created.
Thank you.
It's just really, it's what's up.
Thank
It's what's
you.
up. I saw
Yeah.
the people that you bring. I went to party on a Wednesday. On a Wednesday, and it was fucking awesome.
That's when the real people party. You know?
On Wednesday.
That's when the real people party, you know? Friday, Saturday, everybody.
Everybody
It's
go,
like, oh, it's Friday, let's go out.
Okay.
You know, like
The
if you-
hardcore
it's
guys on
Wednesday, and you decide to go out, it's because you want to be out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's why you're there. You dance, you like to have fun,
Yeah,
you know?
Boom.
yeah.
Right?
Right there.
Right.
But tell us a little bit about how you know, you started your way with. I know you had some issues with going out too much, drinking too much, substance, and the spiral. Give us a little bit your point of view.
Yeah. That's a tough one. There's I have had a lot of history with alcohol, with drugs, and it's not easy to talk about it, you know, but it's good for me to get it out and understand that it's just part of my history. It's not something I'm necessarily proud of, but I've overcome it. But I'm an alcoholic, in its very definition. I don't drink.
I want to give you this because it's so powerful
Yeah.
what you just said.
Yeah.
Because I think I have a son who's
Yeah.
36, and he's an alcoholic, and it took him forever to realize that. And the moment he said, "I'm an alcoholic," his life changed. You know, and I think we spoke earlier before the show. You know, alcohol and drugs and abuse is just our way of coping with our childhood pain, and that's what I think. And I think no matter what you do, and especially the industry you're in, oh my God, you're like, you know, your life doesn't start until 10 p.m. It doesn't finish at 4 in the morning, and the women and the drugs and the accessibility and the fame and all that. When you say your ego, oh, I want to reach out and hug you, because I think that's what it is, right? Because when you're young and you're uncentered, all that feeds into the ego, and the ego is like, holy shit, you listen to that fucking thing, it's going to lead you to nothing but suffering, right? And that suffering eventually will lead you back to the truth. Right?
Well, Mikko, find the center.
Yeah, I mean, it's so
Yeah.
beautiful to
Yeah.
find.
I had to, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to. Like I was explaining, music is my drug.
Yeah,
You know, and music is my therapy, and music is my release, and I mean, it's my world. And in order for me to really enjoy that, I needed to kick out the other stuff. I couldn't indulge in it 100%, like, you know, a lot of my colleagues do. You know, like, it just wasn't for me, because it was a sacrifice. I had one or the other. You know, I was either getting drunk all weekend and having fun, and maybe fucking up my sets, maybe playing a good set or not. Who knew? You're gonna give me
Who
you're gonna
remembers?
give me a couple $100 bar tab right before my set?
Yeah.
That's on you. No. No, but honestly, that's how it was. Is I
Yeah.
would go and I'd come home from the gig, and we'd party at my house, and I'd tell my guy, I fucking killed it tonight, you guys.
not so
And I'm
much.
like, what are you talking about? I fucking crushed it, you know? And they're just like, no, it was all right, but no, you kind of sucked, you know? And I heard that a few times, and it was like,
That's when you
Why?
realized?
Yeah, that was a big part of it. And I felt myself not growing in the industry.
Yeah.
You know, that was a huge thing for me. I couldn't hold a fucking residency to save my life. I'd get a good gig. I'm like, Sick Club, wherever, you know, Pearl or something. You know, I had a few residencies around here. And when I would play, it would go good. They'd love me. Sober my first night, of course, you know. Second week, back in. A couple drinks here and there. Third week, fourth week. I mean, I couldn't. Fourth week was imaginary for residency for me. I would announce my new residency, and a month later, I wouldn't have it.
Fuck.
That's how it was. You know, just because I would get drunk, do something stupid, fucking, or just suck in general. You know. Yeah. I mean, one time I fucking flirted with the club owner's wife. Like, who does that? Yeah. You know, like drunk Mikko does. Yeah. I do that. I do shit like that. Yeah. You know, I caught her in the hallway. You know, when she was by herself. You know, of course I was like, hey, how you doing? She's like, you know I'm the owner's wife, right? I was like, so? And I got a call the next day. Don't ever fucking set foot in my club again, you know? And that was just drunk, idiot, stupid bullshit that I brought on myself. And obstacles that I constantly built up with substance. And it was just pointless. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? You know?
You know, I always wanted to ask, when is the turn from just drinking for party during a weekend and having fun, fucking going out, to waking up and making a drink? Like what needs to happen?
Well, I wasn't really like that either, too, though. Like, I wasn't necessarily like I needed to wake up and have a drink. You know, a lot of that's not how you define alcoholism in my book. Like, alcoholism is for me, gosh, I'm trying to define it right now. Like, alcoholism for me is the inability to do the things that I know are the right things to do because alcohol stands in my way. That to me is alcoholism. Knowing that there's going to be a negative consequence for my actions and still pursuing the fucking wrong pathway to get there. You know, so that was the never-ending struggle for me. Like, okay, Mikko, you got another residency this time. Don't fuck it up, you know, and then still fucking it up. That to me is alcoholism. Not that I woke up and had a drink. You know, like that. Of course, there was times in my life where that was a thing. You know, before noon, I was getting drunk for a while. You know, binging out like that. But it wasn't always like that. You know, there was ups and downs, and I would cut it out for a few weeks or whatever. You know, and then taper back on slowly or whatnot. You know, I mean, it's a complicated and very hard to define. For everybody, it's different too.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
The mask of alcoholism is like multi-million mask. You
Yeah.
know? Everybody have a like the stereotypical, you get up and get a drink, but that's not true. There's high-functioning CEO, owners, executive alcoholics. It's just it's like how we cope.
I always hated those guys.
I know. No, but
how dare you make a bunch of money and do it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hollywood and all this, like you see it all the time, right? And it's the same thing. It's like, it's coming back to that space where, wait, hold on, do I need this? And I'm going to be cheesy. I'm so proud of the fact that you recognize the truth that music is your true love and alcohol was the one thing that actually really hinder your truth to become bigger and brighter and your music really to be shine, you know? And I think I'm hearing from you, it's such a fucking beautiful thing.
Well, I mean, it happened to me because I tried to quit. I was just like, you know what, I'm fucking done. I'd been in, I think, 13 or 14 car accidents in my life because of my drinking. God. Like, I mean, I have a really rough track record. You know, I have 3 DUIs. I've been to jail for DUIs, you know, like, I just fuck up when I drink. And so I tried it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to quit for a minute. I went the route of a treatment center, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Turn my life off. Go.
Can I just stop you there?
Yeah.
What about Keoki, Maleko, Kwa? Where are they in the picture? Are they stopping in? Do they even know? Do they intervene? I mean, they know, they're more mature, they're older, they've seen it.
They know, but I mean, there's really nothing you can do. You know, like they saw me, and I put on this
facade.
Yeah. You know, like my parents.
Alcoholism.
My parents, my family, they had no fucking clue. They didn't know I was in my house. The last few days of my drinking, they didn't know I was in there wishing I was dead. You know, like they didn't know that. You know, like I didn't tell anybody that. Why would I tell people that? You know, you know, and yeah, that's how it got for me, and the world had no clue. When I told them I want to go to treatment, they were like, hey.
Oh, so you initiated that? You came to your parents, or?
Yeah. Well, I called my brother Koa,
Okay.
and he called me because they knew that he hadn't heard from me in a little bit, and he knew something was up. I mean, it was, you know, somewhat. It was not 100% out there, but they knew something was up.
Yeah.
They know I got an issue. Call me and I'm drunk 80% of the time. You know? There might be something wrong with, you know. And I was 26, so they probably were like, "Hey, he's 26."
Yeah,
you know?
he's in the 20s. It's okay. That's what we do.
And that's that's another reason why I just went. I'm only fucking 26. I
Yeah.
don't keep doing this, you know. But
You're invincible.
My brother called me and was like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not."
So there was a self-realization that you're not good.
Yeah. I realized I wanted to be dead. I realized I was pissed off to be alive. Wake up! I was like, "Fuck this! Why am I still awake?" You know, like it was a shitty place. You know, to wake up and be upset at the world that you woke up again.
Yeah. What was
And-
the hope that kept you going? Was it music? I'm sure it's got to be music. What
Music
the
was
hope?
music
Yeah,
was a
it?
massive part of that.
Yeah.
You know, that it was. I mean,
And you're not
It was
alone.
always
You
there.
know, the industry you're in and everything else, you're definitely not alone.
and once I got sober, I meet people all the time that have the same story. I had
Yeah.
that same feeling of wishing they were dead when they woke
Yeah.
up. You know, like I hear that
Yeah.
occasionally, and I'm just like, I know that feeling. You know, I know how much that sucks. You know,
Yeah.
but I decided to get, and I wasn't even for sure the first time. I was like, I'm just gonna try, and because I know I can't do this on my own, I'm gonna go to. I think one of my first DUIs, I got forced to go to AA, and I was like, you know, I knew that there was a program. It just was in the back of my head, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to treatment because I don't know what the hell else to do, and I'm just gonna try it. Quit for a couple months. I think my girlfriend was leaving me too. You know, I had a beautiful girlfriend that for some reason I have no idea why she was with me, but she was fed up and she's like, I'm out. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna go to treatment. She's gonna love me again. Life is gonna be good. It's all good. So I went to treatment with, you know, ulterior motives to why I wanted to do it, not just because I wanted to be sober. That to me wasn't even a real reality. I was like, meh, I don't think I can be sober. You know, I'm just gonna try it. And I think it was like my 3-month mark. I checked in to a place that was like not mandatory, but they recommended 2 years of treatment. It's right here on the island, hardcore place. And they recommended 2 years, and I was like, yeah, fucking right. I'm like, you know, but I'm gonna come and check it out, you know, and I'll be here as long as I want. Because they're like, oh, we don't keep you here. The doors are there to keep people out, Mikko. You can leave whenever you want.
Wow.
That's how that's most treatment centers are like that.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't want you there. You're
Yeah.
just filling up fucking space if you don't want to get sober.
Right.
There's 1,000
Get the
people
fuck
lined
out.
up down the road that really want to get sober.
Right.
We're going to give you an opportunity. If you don't want to get sober, get the fuck out of here so we can give somebody else a chance. You know, so that's how most places are, which is brilliant because exactly, if you don't stick it, then you're not going to get anything out of it, you know? So it was 3 months in and I felt like a new person. It was the first time in my life that like I felt like the cobwebs cleared since I was 14. That's when I started partying.
Wow.
You
And
know
how old
what?
were you then?
I was 26.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah. And I felt the cobwebs clearing. I was getting more creative. I was writing songs. I was writing music in treatment. No fucking keyboard or nothing. Just like writing.
Sober.
And like sober, just riffing and like, oh my God, like fucking this
Do you
is-
feel you were connected to the higher source and higher power?
That's what I got out of it most.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my spirituality. That's when spirituality came into me.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt like there's something. The whole thing is for a reason. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I felt that, you know, at about 90 days sober.
Looking back now, can you see the difference in your music, you know, before you were sober and compared to it now when you were 28, 26?
Yeah.
Which is now, you can see the
Yeah, I can't even listen to it before
Really? Mikko, stop, man.
Yeah,
You're
no,
so
no.
hard on yourself,
but
man.
also the music
No,
has
I
changed.
know.
No, it's just change. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah, it
change.
just changed. There's a shift,
different.
yeah.
You know, I it was all me, an expression of me. I can't not like it. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
but as long as it came from a true place, and
Right.
proudly say that most of my music that I've ever released is something that I genuinely love.
I would like to know,
so-
beside your brothers and as DJ music, what other DJ are there truly like, wow, with inspiration to you? Go, fuck that guy or that girl, whatever that is,
So many.
Yeah, really.
So many.
Name me a few. I don't know. Okay, I got a confession. I don't know anything about EDM music. Right? I grew up in the 70s, right? And my son started listening to EDM music, and I go, Nick, what the hell is this shit? And then two, I really like, because I want to connect with my son.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different world. And then we got to Europe, and all he wanted to do was check it all out, and it is phenomenal cultures over there. So he's like, I can't even tell you the name of the DJ you love, because I don't listen to it. I don't even know. I'm curious to see.
No, but there has to be, Mikko, there has to be like, give me three, like top three, like
yeah.
people that inspire you. Like,
Yeah, like,
fuck, this guy is like sick music, the way he performs, the way he's like, even the way he holds a cigarette, the way he put,
Yeah,
it has to be.
I don't watch a lot of DJs anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I used to, and that I learned everything I know from watching my idols. And growing up, I had the idols, people that I looked up to, and they were, of course, my brother, DJ Icy, Baby Ann, Goldie from, the UK. I mean, just like Donald Glod, Carl Cox.
I remember back in the day when you got a good track, it was like on Napster, or like you had to download it and you had like on a CD-ROM and you got it and you were so stoked and you got a, one track. We're not there yet. I mean, now we're totally everywhere. You can get songs, you can download. It's hard to DJ. It's way more challenging. Before, you had a good track, you got it from a friend, you were unique. Now everybody has such a reach into every music.
But there's so much music that everybody doesn't have access to all of it. So if you're hunting your tracks, or however you want to look, I feel like it's like picking off endangered species. It's like that track right there. Like and I personally, like, as a DJ, I kind of take it on myself, and my whole like kind of mission statement, or however you want to put it, as a DJ is it's my job to introduce you to new music. DJs don't top 40 is a dirty job, but somebody has to do it. God bless those DJs that do that. I couldn't do that. That to me would be a job. But for me, I feel like I've got 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, however long I booked, to expose you to new music that you didn't know you loved, that you're gonna love. And if I play one song that I'm hard on myself when it comes down to it. If I play one song that you've already heard a bunch of times, then I've wasted 5 minutes of your life. Let me try to just find the artists that are up and comers, that are obscure, that I love, that I think you will love, depending on where I'm at.
What's your source? Like, are you just like
everywhere?
Like
all over.
Someone tells you, dude, there's this guy has a new release.
I will
it's
absolutely
amazing.
Look it up. Yeah.
Wow.
I do my best to listen to as much music that's presented to me. If it flies into my world, I'm gonna fucking check it out. Even if somebody messages me on SoundCloud, which is where I put my mixes. Yeah. I get random messages all the time from people that I don't know from where they were checking out my site. Like, hey, dude, I like your music. Check out mine. I do my best to listen to it, because what if it's some amazing shit? Yeah. What if it's I'm not willing to take that risk. Like, oh my God, I fucking blew it. That was the guy that was in my inbox, and I listened to his track 2 years from now. Fuck, I'd be pissed. So I try to get my music from sources like SoundCloud, Bandcamp. I really love shopping music on Bandcamp, YouTube, Spotify. Anywhere but the radio.
Anywhere but the radio, of course.
Yeah.
And how does it work when you want to bring a DJ into Honolulu? I mean, I can only assume it's hard, it's expensive, it's hard to convince them. Not that it's hard to convince them to come to Hawaii, it's hard to convince them to come to play for less than 200, 300 people, no?
Well, I mean, yes and no. Like you said, it's Hawaii. Yeah. So it's not that hard. Yeah. And I'm not booking these shows with the promise of a fucking career, breaking moment for these guys. I'm not promising them, the best show of their life, but I am promising them an experience, which is all I can offer.
Yeah.
And the experience is the love that you felt when you
Yeah.
came. The experiences are beautiful, Hawaii ne. I get to show them this, play tour guide, and give them a show with receptive people
Yeah.
that will appreciate their music.
100%.
Yeah, and so I picked my artists, of course, knowing that I believe in them, that I love their music, and then I've curated the night outside of my headliners to fit so that when I bring in these people that I love, they're not totally curveballing my crowd,
Yeah.
curveballing my friends. I don't want them to, if I book somebody that's nothing like the night that I've curated, then, I feel bad for them because they're
Yeah.
just coming to do their thing. People are, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Mikko?
no synergy. It
You
doesn't
have
work.
it has to be. And so as a DJ, it's very similar when you're promoting a party. You pick your DJs, it's all stuff. As long as I love it and I'm sticking to that rule of like, if you play only music that you love, then you'll be blessed with success. I do that when I'm curating my DJs too. So each person is music that I love. I'm not
Yeah.
booking people because I think it'll sell out a show.
Yeah.
I wish my shows would all sell out, but Hawaii scene right now for me that I've experienced is not ready to support that yet. But I'm happy with 100, 200 people at my shows, and I'm willing to work with artists within that range so that I don't go broke and I can continue doing
Yeah.
it. I'm not trying to make a gazillion dollars. That's never been about that for me. I just want to, continue.
It's kind of weird because when I look at Hawaii, they embraced food, fusion, anything, right? Anything you can eat in Hawaii. Interior design, contemporary, what's up in New York, they have it over here. The only thing is with music. The only sector where they don't adapt, I believe, to what's out there, to Europe, to New York, to clubs outside of this island, is the music industry, or electronic music industry. And I just cannot understand why.
You have, and you're right here in the heart of Waikiki. Your place is, we have how many tourists that come here that are from Europe?
Yeah.
There's no reason why all these hotels shouldn't have house and electronic music in the daytime at the
God,
pools.
absolutely. Yeah.
The majority, not the majority, but a good portion of our people that come to visit us would be like, fuck yeah, I feel like, this is
100%.
proper,
That I don't doubt. I ask why.
Why don't they?
Why?
Because it's still a family place.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So you think that because they're trying to keep Hawaii a family-oriented place, they don't support as much, or they don't, raves out,
Raves, the word has a massive stigma in Hawaii.
Yeah.
We've got a really bad, in the world, obviously, is very, they had the Rave Act, which was like a legal government point that they were trying to shut down the entire rave industry, and they called it the Rave Act, but Hawaii in general, in the 90s, when you watch KITV and you see KHON and they were talking about raves, it's because kids were getting fucked up. And so, that's not necessarily where Hawaii Tourism Board is aiming to put their investments. Let's make it a rave place,
Yeah, it's kind of sad because listen, even last week we had New Year here. It's like here she is, one of the most prolific musician in Hawaii, but yet she still kind of struggle. And there's not an industry enough where, just like you, Mikko, you have to move to the mainland and like your brother and try to make it. It's somewhere, some of the line. We got to create change in here. Collectively, I think we got to bring all the business together, somehow create change. So great artists like your guys. And Hawaii is music is it's so deep in all of us, right?
Because Mikko wanted to play music, he had to create a line. He's not a promoter. He's a DJ by heart.
Yeah.
He loves the music. But in order for him to play and make people happy, he had to first of all create a line, right? That's insane.
I saw a hole in the scene, and I just felt like it was my duty to fill it. There was things there was things going on the weekends. There was Friday, Saturday night things. There wasn't a lot. I went to LA. I did that. I had my experience of LA as a musician, and I feel like I did well. I felt like I was part of the machine even. And LA is a music machine.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you feel like I felt like I did some shit out there, you guys. And I'm not saying it to boast, but I'm saying it because it's something that is my fuel now.
100%.
You know, so, and I went to LA, and when I left in 2013 was, for me here in Hawaii, was what I consider my like career highlight for me as a DJ in Hawaii. We still, Love Fest was pulling in 15,000 people. I was playing every year on either the main stage or the second stage. And I felt like I'd established enough of myself as an electronic music DJ in Hawaii. Star Advertiser named me DJ of the Year. And I was like, there it is. You know, I've got my credibility. I'm out. Thank you very much. I love you, Hawaii. Time for me to go show the rest of the world what's up. So I moved to LA, and I started throwing parties there. I started DJing, promoting, doing my thing, and did it. Got a really good momentum going through some great parties. And I mean, people that I still look up to, you know, Doc Martin and legends of the LA Underground were coming to my events. And that's kind of when I was like, holy shit, like these guys that I respect, that I've seen since I was a kid, going into sub-level and seeing Doc when I was, you know, too young to be at the club, but I could get in because my brothers, you know, like I'd go and I would fucking see it, and I'm like this is where it's at. To have him come to support one of my events to see me play, I was like, holy shit, what? Like, dude, Doc's here to watch you play. I mean, I remember my heart was like, fuck, man, I love him so much, and he's here for me. Like, he's here to check out the party. Like, it made me feel like that I was doing things, you know, like I was doing the damn thing. I was in LA to do.
And you were sober back then?
Fuck yes, I was. Yeah. Oh, no, I wasn't. I was sober from alcohol.
Okay.
I was sober from alcohol. I haven't touched alcohol since I was 26.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
38.
30 years, so
Unbelievable.
12
Look how
years
fucking
you
good
did
he
it?
looks, dude.
12 years. 13.
I trip out. Look at him.
Male model.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Truly's not
Except
alcohol.
Truly. Except Truly.
Yeah,
I mean,
Truly's
Truly
not
is
alcohol.
truly
It's just juice.
Right.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
just
bad
juice.
for your sponsors. I'll just talk about alcoholism. We're like, but drink Trulies. No.
drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
No,
Drink responsibly.
listen, all of us, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, listen, what I love about you so far is sooner or later you kind of go, hey, listen, there's a moment of truth that we all realize what it does to all of us. And I think you got to listen to that truth, that little voice. And when you listen to it, it take you to higher places. It take you where your truth meant to be. And that's where your music and your connection with the higher spirit and all that shit. It's fucking beautiful.
Right,
I think that's what it's all about, really. Right? By the end
Giving
of the day.
giving yourself the opportunity to connect to your higher power, or to your source, or to whatever, however you want to call it. You know, like for me, alcohol, I mean, even weed.
Yeah.
I mean, anything to me puts a filter in front of me and the divine.
Yep.
So, in order for me to feel 100% locked in, then, and you know, it helps me cope with understanding that this is who I am naturally.
Yeah.
You know, everything that comes out of my mouth, I might not like everything I say, but I fucking meant to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You own it.
I own it.
Yes.
Yeah. This isn't. I didn't. This
It's
wasn't
not the alcohol.
This wasn't
it's
a
not
mistake.
the drugs.
Right. There's no excuses anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you get what you get me, you know. So and
It's fucking beautiful, dude.
and it paid off. I mean,
Yeah.
I struggled for so long as a musician. I struggled so long as a DJ, like I was saying, to hold residencies. And when I quit drinking alcohol and I quit doing drugs, I was completely abstinent from everything for 4.5 years. Within 6 months of me quitting drinking and doing drugs, I had my first track on iTunes. And it was like, I didn't even realize it. That I was like, wait a second. I have a release on iTunes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what I've been trying to fucking do for 8 years of my life. You know, like.
So if you had to choose to say something to the audience, people that struggle with the same situation, what would it be? What is the first step?
Give yourself a chance. You know, like it never hurts to try. You know, like, and if it's not for you, if you don't think you can do it, you know, like, at least you tried. You know, and
But it's hard. They want to drink. They're used to it.
yeah,
Tell me something that's going to change my mind.
you don't ever have to drink or do drugs ever again, ever, for the rest of your life, if you don't want to. That's a choice.
100%.
We all have that.
Yeah.
That's one thing that human beings have is 100%
Choices.
control of our lives.
Choices.
Nobody can
100%.
force you to do shit.
Yeah.
100%.
If you never want to pick up another drink, if you never want to pick up another drug for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
you don't have to. Now,
It's true.
getting there, there's different roads. There's
Yeah.
different ways to do it. You know, there's 12-step programs, there's treatment centers, there's whatever. There's meditation, there's yoga, there's exercise, there's fucking 1,000 ways to get there. But the point is if you realize in your heart and you know and you take control of your destiny, that you can make the fucking decision. It's not up to anybody. It's up to you. You
And there is
decide
no
it.
I can't. There's
No.
no I can't.
No, I mean, for me, I shut the fucking door on that shit. I'm done. When I quit drinking alcohol, I mean, you could put a gun to my head, you know, and I wouldn't do it. You know, like, I mean, picking up a drink to me is basically putting a gun to my head.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it now.
How was it to do drugs though and not drinking?
I mean,
usually
it was a
goes very
slippery
Yeah.
slope for me with drugs, you know, because alcohol was my passion for so long, and whenever I drank, that's when I would do drugs. So I tricked myself to believing, like, if I don't drink, then I can control the drugs, and like that's kind of why I started dabbling back in it. You know, I went on my first tour, and halfway through my tour, one of the promoters offered me some ecstasy. I was in the Midwest. I was in Lansing, Michigan. never fucking been in Lansing, Michigan. My first tour, I don't know nobody, including the promoter, and the promoter offers me a pill 45 minutes before my set. I'm like, and he's like, no, bro, like, trust me, it's pure Molly, right? And I'm like, alrighty,
Okay.
fuck it, took it.
Wait, before your set, 45 minutes before your set, what
45
are you, nuts?
Best set of my life. No.
Shut up. We're going to cut it out.
edit that. No, yeah, and it was like that. It started off with just a little bit here, a little bit there, you know, and then the harder stuff, doing blow and like teaching myself how to fucking go to sleep without a drink. Like, it was but I'm such a good addict, I'm such a good alcoholic that I figured it out. I figured out what to do, you know. I figured out how to be able to do blow all night and still go to bed without a drink of alcohol, which people think you're fucking crazy if you've been trying
It's very
that.
hard.
But you know, 6 years I went back out from my sobriety for 6 years, and then I started using everything else alcoholically. That's how I like to put it. You know, where I was using substances, including weed, daily. I mean, whatever. Fucking, I didn't give a shit. Give it to me, whatever you got. And it was standing in the way of my responsibilities. It was standing in the way of my growth. I had a great fucking job, you know. So it's been 2 years since almost 3 years since I've been completely sober again. But just a little over 2.5 years ago, I had shit was going on. I was making fucking money. I was working a great job. I was making more money than I ever had in my life doing a legit thing, you know. And it was the most depressing, saddest time of my life because all that money was going to poor choices, you know. So which was a blessing, obviously, that I was making that much money because it really shoved my ass down to the bottom that I needed, you know. So and then
You were spending on what?
fucking coke, K, whatever, you know.
What is the leading drug in downtown? Like, what was everybody
In
doing?
Honolulu?
Yeah. Like more special K,
I mean,
Molly?
it depends on who you're hanging out with, you know. Coke, K is huge here in electronic music.
No
you know,
way.
You know, I mean,
You're talking about special K,
special
ketamine.
ketamine, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I say Coke is huge here because that was my favorite thing. So I don't know if it's actually huge or if I was the only one, if I was the only one that was doing all of it. But I know that it was popular about 2.5 years ago. That shit was real popular. No,
It's still popular.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's all escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It just what it is I mean, you know, we all have pain, and the quickest, easiest way subconsciously is mask the pain, right? And alcohol is super easy. I mean, we've been minimize this thing forever, right? And then everything else come, and especially when you have a job or you're like in the limelight, when there's so much admiration from the public, you know, and the more admiration and love with a fragile ego, it's an inferno, you know.
Is it hard?
Yeah.
Is it hard? Because I see how people look at you. I see how the girls look at you. I see how your friends look at you.
Which girls?
No, but you know what I mean? Like you walking.
That's a book coming. You gotta write a book, Mikko. I'm gonna read this book. I swear to God.
I want to read this book too.
Yeah, you gotta get a book out, dude. You're so fucking cool, man. So many ways. It's like, I don't know. Like
This
you're almost
fucker
the same age as
experienced
my
a
son.
lot.
Yeah. But for you to sit here so confidently and secure within who you are and be so vulnerable, because everyone out there listening to this, I mean, that might be in the same shoes. You might be that through divinity. You got to save a lot of lives, I think.
I mean,
I don't know, man. Fuck, it's amazing.
Reach out.
Yeah.
You know, if you are going through this at home, hit me up directly. I'll help you. I'll show you what I did. You know, like it's for me to stay sober too. A big part of it is being available for other people that need it.
Absolutely.
You know, so me being vulnerable is the best medicine for myself.
Absolutely.
You know, exposing that I've been through it so that people can relate to it, just like I do with my music, so that people can relate to it, is opening that opportunity for growth for the other people around me. It's helping other people experience their truth, because I get to see my truth in it. You know, so and yeah, you know, like I want to help other people, and being in this industry and being, you know, part of the machine of this industry, and being sober and being outspoken about my sobriety and having conviction in it is gives me the opportunity to be that light at the end of the tunnel, to be a beacon for people that are struggling, and I proudly and gratefully take on that responsibility, because you know what, if I can help anybody, it's gonna help me too. You know, it's gonna help me too. You know, so, and maybe that's selfish, but I mean, whatever it takes.
It's not, because you're getting happy of helping others, so that's not selfish.
That's your truth.
Your satisfaction is when you saved someone's the path that you went through. You know, if you can save someone with everything you've been through.
Yeah.
I actually saw a post that he made about he had a appendix or something like that.
Oh yeah. He
made a post
appendicitis.
On Facebook, and he made a crazy post and long and about how you need to get yourself checked. When you know, something hurts, and don't say just tomorrow and just go and treat it. And he actually saved someone's life. Someone, like, a couple of months later is like, shit, I read your post. Fuck.
Can you imagine what you just share the last 40 minutes for everyone out there? Fuck, dude. It's insane. I want to know, though, all the places you travel and you play music for all these what is the A, what country you enjoy the most? B, what audience, right? Whether it's a city or state or country that you go, holy crap, these guys are like wholly off the hook. I'm curious.
Ooh. I mean, Hawaii. I fucking love Hawaii. I love how receptive and open people are here.
Yeah.
You know, and in the many years that I've been blessed to do this in Hawaii, when I used to play, like, the bigger shows that I played, like, I used to play Soho on First Fridays.
Wow.
You know, so that...
How many people was that?
1,000 every First Friday. About 1,000 they fit in that club. And for a little intimate club where you get 1,000 people packed in there and you're playing music, like, that's vibe. You know, like, for me, that was vibey. And fuck, man, I just feel like we're out here in Hawaii, people are grateful.
Yeah.
Too, you know, like, you go to LA and you go to a party and people are kind of like, this is all right, I like it. You know, in Hawaii it's like, fuck yeah, we got a party. Let's go party. You know, so people are, you know, like, we're grateful for, especially now, like pre-pandemic even, people were like happy and grateful. You know. A DJ that I really love, she was in LA, and I was talking to her, and she was explaining how, you know, like, it's kind of a selfless industry too, like promotions and doing things like that, because people do go into these events with expectations and stuff. You know, people go and they're like, they expect your party to be amazing and whatnot. You know, and I don't feel like Hawaii has it. She's in LA. I don't feel like Hawaii has it that bad. You know, like, I mean, people are. That's
a good point. Yeah. Like, people don't have high standards. They come in, they're happy.
You know, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, because they're grateful, you know, for whatever you bring to the plate. You know,
100%.
But post-pandemic, fucking A, that shit's right out the window. No expectations.
So let's talk a
anymore,
little bit pandemic. I know that your situation. I'm following you on Facebook and Instagram, and I saw you guys. You know, the artists had a very, very bad time of getting their necessary help from the state. I mean, not of any fault of your own. You've been basically shut down. You cannot work. You cannot provide for your family. You cannot provide for your daughter. You cannot provide for yourself. You literally cannot go to work. You need to find a new profession after you worked so many years. The first time you hit the deck was in 1998. This is what you do. This is what you know how to do. This is what you grew up in. And now they tell you, no parties, no bars. We'll come back maybe somewhere next year. In the meantime, reinvent yourself and find yourself a new income. Good luck. And as far as the grants go, you're not eligible because you don't have A, B, C, D, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck, man?
How you coping?
Well, when I fucking try not to think about it. Thanks to that.
I'm sorry, man.
No. This is the hard truth.
No,
That's
because every
that.
musician sitting in this chair going through the
man.
same thing. I know her
Exactly.
yesterday. Last week, she was like, I can feel her
Yeah.
deepness and sadness. Like, hey, I have a real job too. You know, it's not like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, you're not, you're
what
not
are you
playing
doing?
around.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
No, I mean
Entertainers in Hawaii,
DJing
yeah.
entertainment was my only job. That's been
Yeah.
my only job for a while. You know, like I've had other careers in the past 10 years. You know, but music has always been the one that I fall back on, and I always ramp myself into the position where I can make a living and support my family doing 100% music, because that's where I feel like I'm here for, and that's what I think I can do. So, and I was in that position in February where it was all music. You know, I had residencies around town.
Yeah, and you were flying around.
I was
Yeah.
playing with them. I had a tour booked, 7 cities, 7 shows. Wait, 9 shows in 7 cities.
Yeah.
In 10 days, back to back to back to back, and I just announced it maybe 2 weeks before the lockdown.
Fuck.
So, yeah, it you know what? Like I said, you know, I try not to think about it. You know, like it sucked. It sucks, but I mean, you roll with the punches. You know, like life isn't always going to be the way that you want. You know, like and there's no point in sitting back and bitching about it. Figure it out. You know, like so. I mean, I did everything from delivering groceries to Instacart. You know, like and I was making $200 a day doing that, and that's cool. You know, whatever. You know, that's $6,000 a month if you do it every single day. You know, so you know, and I didn't do it every day, but I did it enough to get by for a minute. You know, and I was doing my streams so I could have my release. And
Is there any money in all that Twitch and Instagram and all that?
There is when you hit a certain tier. You know, like my bro Keoki, he's getting paid. He's getting pretty good money, but he streams every other day, or every day sometimes. You know, he's pouring his energy into that. That's all he's been doing. So he's been getting nice checks, $300, $400, $500 a month from Twitch.
Twitch.
From Twitch.
Because people come and watch it, so they get off the viewers.
There's multiple reasons the way they
Okay.
pay you, from advertisements before your streams to people subscribing to you, which is like they pay to be one of your like premier followers or whatnot. You know, so there's money in that. You know, I was blessed. Like the Henry Capono Foundation gave me like Food Line gift card. You know, and I guess I've just been applying for what I can, where I can. You know, I haven't got a whole lot of support from it, but I'm making it work. You know, I'm doing what I can.
Is there anything
when
that
I
you
can.
would recommend to the other DJs? Because I know I have a lot of, you know, me working with a lot of DJs. Everybody hits me up. John, do you have work? Do you have work? Do you have a night? I'm like, no, city's empty. I have nothing, and I know they're struggling. Is there anything that you could recommend to them as
Absolutely.
far as
Be innovative, you know. I'm blessed right now to have another residency back. I play every Saturday morning at F45 Gym No,
Yes.
that's my first. That's my first
Kahala?
gig. Yeah.
Oh, which one?
No,
Oh,
Hawaii Kai.
with Shane?
Hawaii Kai.
Yeah,
with
with
Shane.
Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane. That's what's up,
So-
baby.
I love you, Shane.
I mean, look for jobs like that. Places that are open. Cafes are open right now. Restaurants are open. Go around. You know, show your mark. Be like, yeah, I'm a DJ. Do you
Okay,
guys
you're coming to our grand opening
You know,
party.
I would love to.
I swear to God.
I would love
you
to.
are,
I'd be
Mikko.
honored.
I'm done. I'm sold. You're it. That's it. End of story.
No, he's it.
I'd be
yeah,
honored.
no,
is it.
seriously. That's it. End of story.
I would
So
love
wait,
to.
so just reinvent themselves, yeah.
Or just,
Find a way.
Be creative. You know, like don't wait for things to happen. You know, like don't wait for things to reopen because I mean, who knows when shit's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know, when bars and clubs are gonna be reopened, which is what we were all used to, and which was all, you know, where the money was coming from, and find new things that you can do. You know,
How can you explain that the fact that if you're a restaurant and you have a bar, you can party, but if you're a bar, you cannot party because you're a bar?
right.
What the fuck is that?
Are you asking me to explain that?
I mean, when I
That's
heard
a trick
that,
question, right? Yeah. No, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, we don't know what the hell's
Yeah,
going on.
we don't know
You
what's
know what's
gonna
fucked up
happen.
is they don't even know.
they don't even
That's
know.
true.
You know, nobody
100%.
knows. Nobody knows what's going on. All we know is it's different. Things are gonna be different, probably forever. So,
What I love right now, what I'm hearing from you, Mikko, is like the humility in you. A lot of DJ out there that experience a little bit of high of fame and whatever, and here you are. Go, hey, listen, it's all good, you know, because your lens right now is so humble. Hey, we gotta do what we gotta do because at the end of the day, it's about me getting back to doing the music. That's the long goal. That's the end game.
Yeah.
And whatever we gotta do. I mean, for you to say that just now, I mean, holy shit! A lot of guys out there thinking, you know, I'm this, I'm that. I'm not driving no Instacart. That's so beautiful, man.
I mean, it's just hope. I mean, we're in an intermission.
Yeah,
You know,
you're right, 100%.
That's it. And when it comes back, I believe shit's gonna be real.
Yeah, me
You
too,
know,
100%.
I read a cool tidbit of information. It was talking about Spanish flu, in 2000. You know, what was it? 1918.
1918.
You know, and then we had the depression right after that. So it was like 2020 or 18, or was it 1920? 1920. Yeah, 1921 was the kickoff of the Roaring 20s, which was our infamous decade of dance.
Yeah.
You know, and that came after a pandemic, after a depression, after
World War
hardship
I.
and struggles. Yes, exactly. And then we let go, we release. We escape to where we're comfortable. What we want to do is just fucking dance and have fun and enjoy life and remember we're alive. And that shit, I feel, is right around the corner.
100%.
You
I
know?
agree.
So I'm just waiting for
No,
that.
I agree.
That's probably why I sound like I'm lackadaisical about the whole thing and I don't give a shit. It's because I know that
I
as long
agree with
as
you.
I fucking keep my head together,
Yeah.
don't give up doing what I love, and do as much as I can to survive, then
The best of you is
the-
yet to come.
the best for everybody is
Yeah.
yet to come.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like, this is not us. We're not going to live like this forever.
You're right.
We're going to figure out, we're going to adapt, we're going to evolve. The underground's going to get deeper underground or whatever. You know?
Speak easy.
Yeah, something.
Okay, before we're gonna go, we're already going about 90 minutes, and before we're gonna finish, I have a couple more questions that I wanted to know. Okay, so we heard that there are good raves on Secret Island. Is
Huh?
that true?
Oh, look at that smile. Wait, hang
Our
on.
secret island here?
Hang
Yeah.
on. Let me look.
Yeah!
No, I tell you, I just know someone that works at Kualoa Ranch.
Yeah.
And he told me, yeah, man, people are doing raves. I'm like, people are doing raves at Kualoa Ranch? What the fuck? I didn't know
I need
about
to know
that.
that.
And he's like, yeah, I mean, right now in the pandemic, we don't really care. I mean, if they're going to go too wild and they don't clean after themselves, we're probably going to go wake them up and call police. But as long as they clean after themselves and they keep it spanking, you know, it is what it is. Let the people have fun. I'm like, oh my
my
God.
God.
I never knew there's a rave community going. How? Oh my God. Is that true?
Why are you asking me about that?
Yeah. Hey, I'm just.
I just heard it through the grapevine. I'm
Okay,
just-
so I'm gonna out myself.
Yeah.
I went to one of these,
Yeah.
and the cops did come, and they fucking let us go. They were like, no tickets, nothing. They didn't even make us leave.
yeah.
they
That's what's up, HPD.
because people were socially distanced. We were being respectful. Like, it was on a fucking beach. Everybody's spread out. We had a sound system. Like, the cops came and they're like, everything's cool. Turn that shit fucking down. How
I
are you
mean,
guys gonna leave? And we're like, well, we were all camping. Okay? Then stay. We're out. And they left. You know, so it was, I mean, they get it too. The
No, they
law
know.
enforcement understands too.
Yeah.
That's like, that this is getting ridiculous. You know, like, we're adults. Let us figure out how we can safely do this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and if we want to safely do it and we think we can take the risk and we're being comfortable and if I get sick, that's my fuck up. I'll stay my ass home for 2 fucking weeks because I got sick and I promise to God I won't leave because I fucked up. You know, if it comes down to that, but you know,
But that's
can
my
we
choice.
not be on timeout
Yeah.
anymore?
Can we not be on timeout anymore? Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes. There's things like that are popping up. You know, like I'm gonna out myself again. You know, I've been getting innovative. I did a silent disco at Sandy Beach last weekend.
Yes.
You know? And I thought.
Where was our invite, motherfucker?
I thought, well, this is underground. You know,
We gotta go under the ground.
Speak easy.
but you know, I thought it through. I'm like, okay, we're in a public place, but we can all spread out. I'm going to give everybody headphones. I'm going to give them their headphones. I'm going to say socially distance from each other. Wear your mask. Don't sit. Don't group up. Don't cluster. Stay the fuck away from us and go. Have your headphones. I've got three
That's
different
genius.
I got 3 different DJs set up at 3 different stations over here. We've got hip hop and top 40. We've got dubstep, and I'm doing house and techno. Like, now you can tune into those channels and disperse. You know, and the cops came
Fucking genius.
4.5 hours after we did it. You know, we had almost 100 headphones out. From families on the beach that realized something was going on. Oh, it was so
That's
beautiful.
amazing.
Like this father came up with his 2 kids. They must have been like 12, 13, his daughter and his son, and they were really shy. And he goes, hey, is this for everybody? And I was like, of course it is. And he's like, can I get 3 headphones for me and my kids? And I was like, dude, yes. And I like gave it to him, and I watched them take off, and they danced together on the beach, and it was
beautiful. I can see that with you $2.
Oh, it felt so good to
Yeah.
watch people releasing like that and
Yeah,
to be a part
Mikko.
of it, you know. And fuck, we need this, you know.
Fuck yes.
100%.
And the cops came and
I get chicken skin. I'm telling you right now.
Me too. I'm standing up right now, you know. And the cops came, and he was cool as fuck. He was like, you know what, man? He goes, first of all, I commend you on your entrepreneurial skills. He goes, but there's one thing that I don't think I would have done. And I was like, please, officer, tell me, because I'm going to keep doing this shit. So tell me how I can do it, because look, I put a lot of thought into this, you know, like people are literally wiping down, sanitizing their headphones before they hand them back to me.
Yeah.
Like, I thought this through, you know, like, how do we do this right? You know, we're not amplifying sound. We're not doing any structural buildings. You know, we're by the T here.
Yeah.
The only thing that we're gray area is a gathering. I said, but we're technically not a gathering if everybody's fucking spread out, right? And he was like, okay, look. He goes, do it somewhere where you don't have a bunch of fucking Nazis like that are hating on you, because you're at Sandy Beach. Because we got Hawaii Kai right there. We got fucking, you know, Kailua's just around the corner. Like, people are uppity right now. People don't like seeing other people breaking the rules, you know, and whatnot. And he was like, if we drove by right now, he's like, I would have never even fucking stopped.
Right.
He goes, I don't care. You guys are being good. You know, you guys are chilling. I'm not a fun killer. He goes, but somebody called. So they're having a party. Have to go bust those guys. God. You know, you better do your job, officer. So that's what happened. And the cop's like, we're here because we got to protect the peace, and somebody's pissed. So you got to shut it down.
Well, I commend you for doing what you're doing and giving, you know, people an outlet to fucking be happy.
Yes.
And dance. It's so important. And, you know, the way you carry yourself and, you know, the way you talk and in such an articulate way to really explain what you've been through and, you know, what you want and don't want to do again. It's mind-blowing. I love you, man.
Yeah. I got one last question.
Yeah.
And you do your 5 out. What percentage you think of your success is hard work and luck? Looking back now, since the beginning of the time.
For my industry?
For
For
you,
me
for you,
specifically?
for Mikko, Mikko, how you derive who you are
Hard work
today?
and luck.
Yeah, hard work and luck. What percent is hard work? What percent is luck?
I mean, it's 50-50. Like, I mean, I work my ass off. If good things happen, great. You know, if luck comes along, awesome. But, you know, you can't bank on that ever.
I think knowing you, it would be maybe 95.5, man. Because 95 of effort, man. You were working your ass off. You didn't take anything for granted. You didn't take any freebies. Yeah, you had some, you know, people know you. You fucking work hard for your name.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like work. You know, if it feels like work, I probably wouldn't do it. You know, but I love this shit. I love it. I fucking love it. I love everything that I do.
Dude.
Everything that I do.
You.
It doesn't
You got
feel
a
like
fan.
a job.
You just got a new fan forever. No, seriously.
Thank you.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah,
Okay, do
that's
your
what's
5
up.
and 5, dude.
That's what's up.
So
All right.
good, Mikko.
So before we're gonna do the 5 what would you rather questions, Dewey and I always like to give some special gifts to our guests, and today we made you we call it the brag kit. So over here we have for you a necklace of centered, a custom necklace of centered with your logo.
way.
That next time when you play on Twitch, everybody can see the logo. And in addition, we made you a mask with your logo that when you play on Twitch, everybody knows you're safe, but you have your logo.
Wow, you guys.
And last but not least, we got you a sticker, which we're going to give you the honor to stick it on our table.
I would be honored to stick it on the table. Thank you. Wow, these are amazing.
That's what's up. We love you, brother. I wanted to do something special for you.
Listen, fucking incredible, Mikko.
Thank you.
Truly is.
Thank you.
It's an honor, man.
Likewise.
I'm so humble, man.
Likewise.
All right, you ready for your 5 what would you rather questions?
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
5-0.
I'm gonna put this on.
Yeah.
You better. You ready?
Okay.
What would you rather? DJ at a rave in Diamond Head Crater or at EDC Las Vegas?
Diamond Head Greater.
Duh.
Yes! I knew it. I knew
Look,
it.
boys,
Hell
coming
yeah.
home.
Fuck yeah.
Look,
I've already
boys,
done
coming home.
What would you rather? Have a snake on your shoulders everywhere you go or a mongoose on a leash?
Mongoose on a leash. Come on.
Coming to Scented Wednesday with the mongoose on a leash.
I can just see it with the new gold chain, with the mongoose.
Okay.
Match my chain.
Okay. I have a tougher one. Okay. What would you rather? Smack yourself in the head every time someone says your name or kick yourself in the shin every time someone mentions Corona?
Oh, Corona, because that's going away soon.
All right. I like that
I like your
attitude.
lens.
I like that
I
attitude.
love your lens.
Okay, now I know you don't do drugs, but I'm just, hypothetically speaking, what would you
Go back to
rather?
yourself. Go back to yourself.
What would you rather?
Your younger 20s. self.
Smoke a joint with Bob Marley or go hardcore with Bob Dylan?
Yes. I would.
Okay, we can end the show now, dude. Whatever. We can just wrap this shit up. Don't have any of the guests. I'm fucking good. That's insane.
I love it. That was a good one.
Awesome.
That was a
so
good one. But wait,
Yes.
and one last question before we're going to leave. What would you rather, play the harp in the Peruvian symphony or the drums in a Middle Eastern rock band?
I've always wanted to learn how to play the harp.
What?
Yeah.
EDM DJ? You're gonna pass on the beat?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't wait to see you in the Peruvian symphony.
Thank you.
Mikko, thank you so much for coming out. It was a pleasure.
fuck,
It was
that
a
was
pleasure.
awesome.
It was a pleasure.
It was such a good time.
Thank you.
To you guys at home, thank you everybody. You, the views, your messages, it's been amazing. Thank you for this crazy run. We're going to continue to surprise you. Next week we have 2 heavy hitters again. See you. Bye-bye.
Ahui
We love
ho.
you.
Good
Ahui
night.
ho.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mikko.
Thank you.